Have you ever wondered why confident and independent guys keep their circle so small? They're friendly enough, but there's always that invisible line nobody crosses. Welcome to the world of the Sigma male, not antisocial, just selectively social. Here's what most people don't realize. Sigma males don't actually enjoy pushing people away. In fact, with the right people, they're incredibly loyal, generous, and open. But they've learned something the hard way. Some people aren't worth keeping around. Through experience and observation, Sigma males have developed a sixth sense for spotting potential problems. They can detect certain behaviors that signal trouble long before others notice anything wrong. And instead of waiting for the inevitable fallout, they simply pull back from the beginning. So what exactly triggers a Sigma to push people away? Here are 6 reasons why Sigma males keep their distance, and why they're often right. Number 1. They're sick of lies and fake people. Lies have a certain smell to them. Most people might catch a whiff now and then, but Sigma males can detect even the faintest scent. It's not a superpower. It's a skill built through years of watching people contradict themselves. The most exhausting thing in life is being dishonest, said Anne Morrow Leinberg. For Sigma males, the second most exhausting thing is dealing with dishonest people. The fake compliments, the convenient promises that are never kept, the stories that change depending on who's listening. They notice all of it. It's not just big lies that drive them away. It's the small, everyday fakeness that most people accept as normal. The friend who acts differently around different groups. The person who says they care but disappears when things get tough. The constant social performances that everyone pretends not to see. What's interesting is how Sigma males respond. They don't usually call people out or make a scene. They simply take mental notes and quietly create distance. Each fake interaction, each empty promise adds another brick to the wall between them and that person. This isn't about being judgmental. Sigma males understand that everyone wears masks sometimes. The issue is with people who never take them off, who can't or won't show their real selves, even in private moments. In a world where authenticity is just another buzzword people use to sell things, Sigma males are looking for the real deal. And they'd rather be alone than surrounded by people playing parts in a never-ending social theater. Number 2. They have no patience for those who can't handle the truth. Truth is a strange thing. Most people say they want it, but their actions tell a different story. They ask for honest opinions but get upset when they don't hear what they want. They claim to value straight talk but reward those who sugarcoat things. Sigma males have noticed this pattern, and it drives them crazy. These guys tend to be straight shooters, not because they enjoy hurting feelings, but because they believe honest feedback is more helpful than comfortable lies. When you ask a Sigma what he thinks, you'll get his real opinion, not what he thinks you want to hear. The problem is that most people aren't ready for this level of honesty. They've gotten used to a world of polite half-truths and gentle deceptions. So when someone actually gives them the unfiltered truth, they often react badly, getting defensive, making excuses, or even lashing out. For a Sigma, these reactions are exhausting. Why ask for his opinion if you don't actually want it? Why claim to value honesty while punishing those who provide it? It feels like a trap he can't win. After enough of these experiences, Sigma males start creating distance from people who've shown they can't handle straight talk. They're not trying to be rude or prove themselves right. It's about avoiding the drama that comes with honesty in a world that prefers comfortable lies. The saddest part is that in pushing away those who can't handle the truth, Sigma males sometimes miss connecting with those rare few who actually can. But after years of walking on eggshells, the risk often seems greater than the reward. Number 3. Too many jealous people draining their energy. Jealousy shows up in strange ways. A backhanded compliment. A friend who goes quiet when you succeed. That person who always has to one-up your stories or achievements. These small moments might seem harmless, But to a Sigma, they're like tiny paper cuts that eventually add up. Sigma males aren't usually the type to brag or seek attention, which makes the jealousy they encounter even more frustrating. They're just living their lives, pursuing their goals, and somehow this triggers negativity in others. It happens more often than you think. A Sigma mentions a new project he's excited about, and someone immediately points out everything that could go wrong. He shares a small win, and suddenly the conversation shifts to how lucky he is or how someone else deserves the same success. What jealous people don't realize is how energy-draining this behavior is. Every negative comment, every undermining remark, every passive-aggressive response, it all takes a toll. While they might not show it, Sigma males feel the weight of this constant negativity. It's not that they can't handle criticism or challenges. It's that dealing with jealousy feels pointless. There's no win. If they downplay their successes, they're not being authentic. If they share their victories, they trigger more jealousy. If they try to help others succeed too, it's often met with resistance rather than gratitude. So they make a simple choice: distance themselves from those energy vampires. Not out of arrogance, but self-preservation. Because life's too short to spend it managing other people's jealousy when you could be focusing on the next goal or surrounding yourself with people who actually celebrate your growth. Number 4. They're sick of those who always play the victim. We all know someone who's never responsible for anything that happens in their life. The boss is always unfair. Their friends always let them down. The world is always out to get them. Nothing is ever their fault. These never-ending complainers sap Sigma males' energy. It's not that they lack empathy. They understand that bad things happen to good people. But there's a big difference between going through tough times and making victimhood your identity. What frustrates Sigma males most is the pattern. The victim never learns from mistakes, never takes responsibility, never changes behavior. They just collect sympathy, advice, and help, then do nothing with it, except prepare for the next round of complaints. At first, a Sigma might try to help. He offers solutions, provides support, and gives honest feedback. But soon, he notices something concerning. The victim doesn't actually want to solve their problems. They want to talk about them, dwell on them, and use them to explain why they can't move forward. This creates an impossible situation. If the Sigma male suggests solutions, he's being insensitive to their feelings. If he just listens, he becomes an enabler for behavior that keeps the person stuck. If he points out patterns, he's blaming the victim. Eventually, he realizes a hard truth. You can't help people who are committed to their own helplessness. And more importantly, you can't build a healthy relationship with someone who refuses to take responsibility for their life. So he quietly steps back. Not because he doesn't care, but because he knows that some battles aren't his to fight, especially when the other person isn't even trying to win. Number 5. They're fed up with people who never keep their word. Promises mean something to Sigma males. When they say they'll do something, they do it. Period. No excuses, no forgetting, no changing plans at the last minute unless there's a real emergency. That's why they get so frustrated with people who throw promises around like confetti. You know the type. Always saying they'll be there. Always committing to plans. Always making big promises. Then when the time comes, there's always some reason why they couldn't follow through. For Sigma males, this isn't just annoying. It's disrespectful. They see your word as a reflection of who you are. If your promises are worthless, what does that say about you? The first few times someone flakes or breaks a promise, a Sigma male might give them the benefit of the doubt. Everyone makes mistakes, but they're keeping score, even if they don't show it. And once they spot the pattern of unreliability, the mental distance begins to grow. What makes it worse is that these unreliable people often don't even think they're doing anything wrong. They've normalized breaking promises. They think a last-minute text cancellation makes everything okay. They don't understand why the Sigma male seems suddenly cold toward them. The truth is, Sigma males would rather have someone tell them no directly than say yes and not follow through. At least honesty shows respect. Empty promises just waste everyone's time. In a world where words have lost their weight, a man who still believes in the power of a promise is either a fool or someone worth keeping around. Sigma males are betting on the latter. Number 6. They're tired of people who don't respect boundaries. Boundaries aren't just suggestions. They're the invisible shields that protect our mental peace. Most people understand this unwritten rule of human interaction. But then there are those who see boundaries as challenges to overcome rather than lines to respect. Sigma males build their boundaries with intention. Each one serves a purpose, protecting their energy, time, and personal space, resources they guard carefully. When someone repeatedly ignores these limits, it's like watching someone deliberately dismantle your fence while insisting they're doing nothing wrong. These boundary crossers are masters of intrusion. They demand time without considering your schedule. They press for personal information you've clearly kept private. They volunteer you for things without asking. They insert themselves into situations where they weren't invited. What makes this especially frustrating is how they react when called out. They turn the tables with lines like, "You're too private," or "Why are you so serious?" They make you feel unreasonable for having the audacity to protect your own space. For a Sigma, the pattern is unmistakable. He gives clear signals about his boundaries. The boundary crosser ignores them. He becomes more direct. They push harder. He enforces his limits firmly. They play the victim. Eventually, he faces a simple choice: continue this exhausting cycle or remove himself from the equation entirely. And Sigma males, practical by nature, typically choose the latter. The irony is that by constantly pushing the Sigma male's boundaries, these people only speed up their own exclusion from his life. In trying to force closeness, they create the very distance they were trying to overcome. If this video spoke to you, I'd be happy to have you join our community by subscribing. Don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for being here. As always, stay strong and keep evolving.